What a bounce back after reporting and exceeding expectations for both earnings per share and for revenue. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. Just wanted to make sure that I recap after Amazon's earning calls and key highlights from that led not only for Amazon to actually recover from a quick little sell-off, but actually NASDAQ market is up 0.7% or 0.70% in the green after market hours, and it's all thanks to Amazon. Let's go ahead and start sharing my screen. I hope that you guys learned something new, and if you do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you feel like we earned it. Here we go. One of the first things that, again, the key takeaway is that for the earnings call, a lot of the focus has to do with future forecasts, right? There was not a good forecast for Q4 for Meta, which caused it to sell off after being in the green. There was not a good forecast for Google because, again, Google Cloud Services were not meeting expectation based off of growth and its overall shared competition space that it has with Amazon Web Services and Google Azure, right? For Amazon, things were a little bit different. So it says, Amazon said fourth quarter sales, which include key holiday periods, will be between $160 billion and $167 billion. Analysts were expecting revenue of $166.6 billion, which again goes right hand in hand. So the overall expectation of what analysts were expecting versus what they stated goes hand in hand with proper expectations, right? Then it gets into the detail about specific areas that jumped in demand, right? One thing that really stood out to me is because I know for Google, they had a really big focus on their cloud-based services. So I wanted to look a little bit more into how was Amazon doing with their web services, right? Since they have this shared market space. So in cloud, however, Amazon appears to be giving up some market share. That doesn't necessarily sound like the best thing, right? Amazon Web Services, which leads Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud, showed growth in quarter of 12%. Microsoft earlier this week said Azure jumped 29% and Google Cloud expanded by 22%. So the overall shared space of what Amazon Web Services is gaining versus what these other platforms are gaining, I mean, it looks like, again, although Amazon Web Services was the main one in the beginning, Microsoft and Google are doing their part in gaining their share of the marketplace for cloud-based services, right? For those that are unaware, instead of, if you don't understand what these Amazon Web Services are, let's say that you wanted to host this site and you don't necessarily want to buy the servers yourself, you can offload these cloud-based servers, or pretty much just, buy them or use them from Amazon, which has been very, very popular for a lot of AI-based companies, especially as AI companies has been in high demand. Then again, being able to have these cloud-based services have been in high demand. So all these big, think about it, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, name three bigger tech companies, of course, other than Apple, right? That are trying to compete for this overall market space. When it comes down to the actual earnings report, just for those that missed it, their earnings per share came in at 94 cents versus the expectation of 58 cents. And 143 billion versus the expected 141 billion. So significantly greater than what was expected. And you can see here, Amazon, based off of what we have going on after market hours, pretty much is peaking at previous highs of nearly 5%. This is a really, really good sign because out of Microsoft that reported earnings earlier this week, Google that reported earnings, and Tesla and Meta, none of them held their own at these overbought levels. They all ended up selling off somewhat into the later hours. Amazon looks like it's really holding its ground at these higher levels, and it's really, really helping the NASDAQ market. So is this the bottom of the NASDAQ market? That's the big question, right? Today, I stayed cash. I've been waiting for the market to establish a support, and I'm excited to see tomorrow. Is this going to be the spark of a nice little recovery, maybe even just to that EMA line on QQQ, or are we going to see more selling pressure on Friday to end the week on track to being one of the worst trading weeks for the month of October? But don't worry, we're going to be talking about that during tomorrow's live trading session, and I hope to see you there. If you don't want to miss out and you want the ability to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, that is going to be the second link in the description down below. And yes, it's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and you'll get to watch me trade live every single day starting tomorrow. So really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.